That was painless, Kirby.
That was pretty.
This is the type of content you get to look forward to every other week when I'm in charge of Party in the Back.
That's
I'm
pretty
no
exciting.
longer going to trick you. I'm no longer going to tell you things like there are no wrong answers when there clearly are. I can't ever see me doing that again. And welcome to the inaugural edition of the Promo UPFront Podcast. We will party in the back, which does make this the mullet of all podcasts. I'm one of your co-hosts, Bill Petrie. With me, as always, especially since it's the first one, is my good pal, Kirby Hasseman. Kirby, how the hell are you? And I want to ask another question. How about that awesome, ridiculously crazy good theme music from our good pal, Jason Noakes over at Promo Pulse? That is original music just for this very podcast.
Yeah, that was, you had sent me that music just a little bit in advance. And I think it's really cool to have something that is completely our own. And so kudos to Jason, kudos to you. That's really fun. And then how the hell am I? I am doing super well, but I'm a little nervous. It's so weird. We did a million of these podcasts before, but this being the first one, and we've had about a month off, a little bit more than that. I this morning I got a little butterflies, and I'm kind of excited about that. You?
Yeah, I hate to correct you. We did not do a million of these. We did 206 episodes of the podcast that shall not be named. And actually, Unscripted was great. We had a great run.
Yes.
Excited to start something new.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing great. Like you, I'm a little bit nervous, but there's something I'm not nervous about. You know what that is?
What's that, Bill?
That's our good pals over at commonsku. That's right. They are dumb enough to sponsor this inaugural edition of the Promo UPFront Podcast. That's what friendship does. It squeaks money out of people when they don't want to give it. But they did. And here we go. So as you know, commonsku, Kirby, allows you to connect your team and streamline your workflow from really anywhere because it's cloud-based. Now, I know you're about to head out on a trip. What is your favorite thing about being able to use commonsku on the go?
I think that you mentioned it exactly right. I mean, you're talking about me going on the road for a couple of days, but I think really as we look back in the last couple of months, I've said it before, I'll say it again. commonsku is the reason we were able to seamlessly kind of continue to serve our clients. We went remote just before. We are used to working in an office. And I had multiple team members mention, like, hey, this was really not that big a deal because everything's there. We've got artwork there. We've got all our art there. So commonsku was a game changer for us in the beginning, and it was a game saver for us as we moved forward.
Ooh, I like that. A game changer and a game saver. They really do such a great job of helping you run every aspect of running a distributor business. And you know this better than anybody. It gives you the tools that enables you to stay connected with your clients, helps you stand apart from the competition. And more than anything, all the tools within the commonsku cloud-based environment, it's going to help you close more deals and dramatically grow your distributor business. So if you want to learn more, head over to commonsku.com. Kirby, they're not going to be sorry they did, are they?
They will not be sorry they did.
You will be less sorry you visited commonsku than you will be listening to this podcast.
I think that is 100% accurate.
So this is exciting. Kirby, yes. Thank you for having the courage to do this podcast, a second podcast with me now.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd start off by explaining what the Promo UPFront Podcast is, the format, and how we're going to run it. So it's going to be the first topic every week is going to be promotional products industry focused. Now, Kirby, if Kirby's leading off, which he is this week, he will bring the topic and I won't know. So we will still have that same back and forth of bringing up topics and the other one not being able to prepare for it because you get our true, honest, unvarnished thoughts on that. So Kirby's going to start off with the Promo UPFront this week. Then we're going to go back and forth with a few topics of our choosing. Again, neither one of us will know what the other one's going to bring up. Then we're going to do a product feature. We're in the promotional products business, and it's something that we've wanted to do for a long time, is actually talk about some of the products we use in our daily lives that really make our industry so special and unique. And then we're going to end with what we call the party in the back, and that's why this is the mullet of all podcasts. And that's just going to be something a little fun. It could be a rapid fire. It could be a fill in the blank. It could be a game of somebody else's choosing. It could be something brand new, which it is today. I'm already warning you, Kirby. And that party in the back will always be driven by the person who is not Promo UPFront. So I will handle those duties today. Before we start, hopefully everybody's excited. We're excited. Thank you for tuning in and giving us a shot. Kirby, what is our Promo UPFront topic for today?
The promo up the front this week is actually really easy. And it feels a little self-serving, let's face it, but it is industry news. And so I want to bring it up. I mean, what we've seen is a lot of folks looking to, in a time that has been super weird in our industry, people have been displaced. People have left organizations, whatever. And I've seen quite a few people starting organizations. The entrepreneur in me loves that. I think that's super interesting. And obviously the big announcement this past Monday is you and Kelsey Cunningham have started a company called Brandivate. So I think I'd be tone deaf if I didn't bring up Brandivate. Why'd you decide to do that? Tell us a little bit about it.
All right. Well, first of all, no one would ever accuse you of being tone deaf, unless, of course, I would accuse you of being tone deaf. So thank you for bringing up Brandivate.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why Kelsey and I decided to start Brandivate, pretty simple. We see a big void in the promotional products industry as companies are downsizing due to business conditions related to, and sometimes even not related to, the pandemic. We see a really big opportunity to help suppliers mainly, but also distributors, help them market their business in a way and tell their story. In any recession, usually the first thing that gets cut is marketing. It's also the last thing that's brought back. And so we have the expertise not to just give you ideas, not to just say, here's what you should do, but also execute and deliver actual assets to help people tell their story. Because now more than ever, marketing matters. It really, really does. If you don't spend money on marketing these days, you're going to be left out in the cold when the economy does pick up, and it will pick up. I don't know if it's next month. I don't know if it's in 5 months. So that's why we started. And the reason Kelsey and I decided to do this together is when we worked at Promo Corner, we had a great working relationship, and we're very proud of the work we did there. We felt we elevated our clients' work, the way they were marketing themselves, which helped them elevate their business. And we want to continue doing that. And the response we've had so far, overwhelming, certainly on social, just blown away. Both of us were just blown away on Monday with all the love and all the support and all the kind words. And that's great. And I told Kelsey, I was like, okay, this is great today. Tomorrow we're going to be like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
But you know what? It actually handled itself because we started getting actual inquiries from clients immediately. How can you help us? We've had client calls already.
Right.
So it's already snowballing, which is very, very exciting. So it's scary. It's exciting. It's anxiety ridden. It's everything.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And we look forward to hopefully adding a lot of value to the promotional products industry. We're excited to do it.
So just a real quick question. I'm always curious about this. You know me, I entrepreneurial by nature, started multiple businesses. Kind of the week leading up to it, A, what were you feeling? And then B, like what was sort of last minute stuff you were trying to tie up so that you were ready to launch?
Yeah, the week leading up to it, obviously, was making sure the website was ready. That's your biggest piece of real estate. It's something Kelsey and I have been working on for seemingly years. But it was only really about 3 or 4 weeks really working on that website. And so that was a lot of it. And then making sure, because both of us, including you, but Kelsey and I are both fervent believers in content marketing. So kind of creating our content calendar, what does that look like? How can we create content that is, I don't want to say simple, but it is simple. And simple is not necessarily easy, and simple isn't bad, but simple pieces of content that people would want to consume and engage in. So for example, we came up with, what's the most ubiquitous promotional product? Well, that's a t-shirt. So we're going to share a t-shirt every Tuesday, something, a little story behind it. Kelsey shared one this week, which I loved, and because we all have these. This is one of my favorite t-shirts, and I have no idea where I got it. and I love that. And we had like 30 people jump on board and show t-shirts. So little simple things like that. So making sure we had that content calendar ready to go, making sure the press release was written. And then the hours leading up to it, it was me and her going in the website and making sure every comma was in the right place, arguing over whether it should be an Oxford comma or a non-Oxford comma, and a lot of bullshit like that. I won most of those, I will tell you that right now, but I lost a lot of the other smart stuff that she's good at. So no, but I mean, just making sure everything's right. And then honestly, Monday you hit launch, you're like, okay. And then it's just, we were literally on video almost all day, kind of watching the responses come in. And it was, like I said, it was really lovely. So, yeah. I mean, it was the moments leading up to it, I didn't sleep a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Kelsey didn't either.
So one of the things you said, I actually think is worthy of, could add value to someone, because you talked about the idea of creating a simple piece of content.
Yeah.
But I talk all the time about content when I say it's not about what you can create, it's what you can recreate.
Yeah.
You know, because you and I both talk about the value of consistency. And I think that's where people get off track. They make one beautiful piece of content, but then they don't have the time, the bandwidth, the whatever to keep going with it. And I think that's wise on your
part. And this is obviously a piece of content, and it's going to be shared on brandivate, but this is a time-consuming piece of content. Not that much time, but it is time-consuming. But Tuesdays we have T-shirt Tuesday. Yesterday, which is Thursday, we're doing a 10-song weekly playlist on Spotify that we make collaborative to share with people.
Nice.
Yesterday, the theme was summer. And so Kelsey picked 5 songs. I picked 5 songs. We put it up there. It was fun. We had a good time. It took us 10 minutes.
Right.
You know, it's simple things like that, and you can replicate them, but also inviting people to do it with you. You know, brandivate beverage of the week is the same type of thing.
Yeah. I love it, man. All right. Well, congratulations. Cheers to
thank
you.
Cheers.
Yeah. I knew you'd get there.
Yeah.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you. So, Kirby, I have a question for you.
Okay.
My topic. So, you know, we are really in a branding crisis, I'm seeing right now, not just in our industry, but really outside of our industry. It's a very volatile marketplace. You have the Black Lives Matter movement. So you've got things like Uncle Ben's, they're changing their branding. Jemima with the syrup, changing their branding. What I want to talk more about you is sports related, because I know the Coshocton County, and I know it's Coshocton County schools or Coshocton High School, it doesn't really matter, but I know that their nickname or their mascot name is the Redskins. So
correct.
Daniel Snyder, who is the owner of the Washington Redskins, is under an enormous amount of pressure to change the name Washington Redskins. And in fact, Dick's Sporting Goods, Nike, Amazon, they've pulled all Washington Redskins merchandise off of their online platforms until they change the name. We've talked about this before, but now this is really coming to a head. Mm-hmm. Has your position changed on it since we talked about last? First of all, what was your position before, and has it changed?
So I would say that my position before it is, I think it's well steeped in the idea that, you know, I grew up in Coshocton County where we took a great deal of pride in the idea that we were Redskin, that it was based on a true and noble warrior. I mean, that is definitely 100% how I view that.
Yeah.
How I viewed it growing up. I have again, not to get into Elizabeth Warren here, I do have a little bit of Native American ancestry in my background.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that if there was a consistent message from the Native American community that said, no, Redskins is not okay, then I would say, okay. Yeah. I have not historically heard that. I've heard factions say it's terrible.
Right.
I've heard factions say it is a tribute. And so I'll be honest with you, I still struggle with it because, and I understand my own bias. I'm introspective enough, but I think it's one of those things where it's hard to measure intent. Mm-hmm. And I think that everyone from this region views it as a tribute. Mm-hmm. If, again, there's someone who tells me, no, it is a racial slur or whatever, then I'm happy to listen to that. But I'm still super conflicted on it. And trust me when I say this is a conversation I had with the athletic director in Coshocton 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So it is a conversation we're having.
I think it's tough, but I've kind of at the point, I think there's certain mascot names I think you can make that argument for the Kansas City Chiefs or the Atlanta Braves. Redskin to me immediately feels like a racial slur. I didn't grow up in Coshocton County. I didn't root for any team named the Redskins, and I never will because I love the greatness that is the Dallas Cowboys, but that's beside the point, Kirby. I do think it's time for, if there are a group of people who think that something is offensive, who feel offended and slighted by something, why not change it?
Because then we will never have anything in the history of the United States right now. Because there is a faction of people in the United States who are offended by this microphone. And that is one of the challenges.
Right, but I'm not saying a faction, right? There's always a vocal minority. Yeah. But, I mean, I think you can see the difference between the word Redskin and the word Brave. Just the initial connotation. If you know nothing about the background, if you know nothing about the tribute, which I take exactly what you say exactly to heart, that the name Redskins for the Coshocton County or Coshocton High School is a tribute. But if you don't know that, it's almost jarring when you really think about calling somebody a red skin.
I hear what you're saying. I think that the thing I struggle with, and I'm not saying I'm right on this, and so this is one of those times.
There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. Well, there probably is.
Tell the internet that. But one of the things I would say is we are making a national pastime right now of being offended on behalf of other people. So you are sitting there telling me that Redskin is offensive to you. No, you see what I'm saying?
I do. So let me be clear. Redskin isn't offensive to me.
Okay.
I can see a group of people that group of people being Native American saying that name is offensive to me, and it's very easy for me to draw that parallel and say that makes perfect sense to me. Yep. I can completely understand. I'm not Native American. I don't know what it's like to live that way. I don't know what it's like to grow up Native American. I don't. But I can easily draw that parallel. To me, it's a sports team name. Who gives a care? Who gives a shit? Right. Just change it. Just be done with it and move on.
Yeah. So a couple things. I think that's let me at least by saying I think it's going to change. I don't have to like that. Yeah. I don't think it has to. I think that it ultimately will. But understand that the Cleveland Indians are looking at changing their names.
Yes.
All I'm saying is there is a slippery slope to if we change something based on someone being offensive, everyone is going to be called the-thes. And I have two cousins who they're Eskimos. Mm-hmm. Ask them. They will tell you. Recently, that was brought up as somehow that's a racial offensive. I talked to them about it and they said, well, I don't know what to call ourselves. This is it's a slippery slope. If everybody tells me Redskin is an offensive term, hell, I'll stop saying it. But I think it is a tribute in the way that we do it here.
Here's where I guess I probably should have framed this up better. So this is shame on me and being out of practice for 5 weeks. This is a branding issue, though. You have your client base, a segment of your client base saying, or they're protesting your name. Mm-hmm. They're not going to spend money with you because of this. So it is a branding issue, and it does become a business issue.
For the Washington Redskins, I agree. For the Coshocton Redskins, I'm not sure that's true.
I'm not sure that is for the Coshocton Redskins either. It just, I don't know. It is a slippery slope. Once you go down the road, where do you stop? I mean, we could talk about Confederate statues.
Oh, yeah.
The cows come home, which we're not going to. This is only about a 30-minute long podcast. But it does become a branding issue. It does become a business issue because it does impact revenue. It can, especially like I said, for the Washington Redskins, and I got to believe for local bands and all that. So I think it's just an interesting topic.
Totally. And I think the Washington.
Sorry, I did bring it up.
I think the Washington Redskins will change their name ultimately, and it will be driven by finance. My struggle is that I think it will be driven. It will, if it happens here, it won't be driven by that. It will be driven by, okay, let's just stop arguing about it. Which again, that's fine.
No, and I know that drives you nuts, but you know what really drives me nuts, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
It's rings of sweat from my cup on a table. And you know how I fix that?
How's that, Bill?
Thank you for knowing to ask, Kirby. That's with a coaster. And I want to share my favorite promotional product. Hey, there's Kirby's favorite promotional product this week, a coaster. And this one happens to be from our good pals at Vault Promotions. Now, this is from their farmhouse collection, and it's really cool. Very lightweight wood. What I love about it's got that full color decoration. You see it right there if you're watching this on YouTube. It's a beautiful full color decoration, and it doesn't change the integrity of the wood in terms of how it absorbs liquid. So it will save your tables. And I think we know Josh Robbins at Vault. He's got a mission, and his mission is to save furniture, quite frankly, from the scourge of water rings. And there's no better way to do that. Now, they offer three styles of coasters: the wood, which is right here, the leatherette, which is right here, and the slate, which I don't have. You got the leatherette as well. Very cost effective. Oh, Kirby is putting out a coaster. Oh, there we go. The slate coaster from Kirby Hasseman. So that's my favorite promotional product this week. As I've kind of reset up my office and getting back to work, I've been coaster happy. So I have in my, I've got about a 4-foot wingspan here, 77 coasters. So I will never place a water ring on anywhere. I can't. It's impossible. I've got 77 coasters, Kirby.
That's awesome. That's super smart. And they're not
super smart. People look in my office and they say, "What's with all the coasters?" And I just go, "Man, you're a fool."
That's right. Not great frisbees.
They don't even know.
Not great frisbees. But
they're terrible frisbees, by the way. Yeah. That's thank you for knowing that. Awesome coasters, really, really shitty frisbees. All right, Kirby. So that's my product of the week. Kirby, you have another topic for us?
I do. So let's see. I've got a bunch here, actually. So one of the things I've noticed is during this time, and you sort of talked about it.
Unprecedented.
In this unprecedented time, now more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Yeah.
It's important to be unprecedented in these times.
Yeah. So I have noticed, and I'm sure you have too, you talked about the idea that it's super important to market.
Yes.
And we see that companies who do a good job of telling their story and marketing during a downturn in an economy are the ones who often come out stronger.
Correct.
And one of the things that I've noticed is I've seen some suppliers who are taking the opportunity to practice what they preach.
Yes.
And do direct mail to us, do product mailings, all that sort of thing. And I guess I want to give a couple shout outs just because but also just go, hey, I think as distributors, I feel like we need to look at it and go, okay, what can I do via self-promo, via, getting out to see my clients to use this time to show up differently. The one that pops into my head, and if you have any that have popped into yours, but Chameleon-like, they have sent multiple different packages to me.
Yeah.
And they've done it in a brilliant way. They not only sent me a cool package, which is always nice, it's a little bit of marketing joy, like we say.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love that they did, and Akron line did it as well, is they send you a box of goodies, right? But then they kind of, they themed it as a kit. So it might be a work from home kit or whatever. But inside they had individual products, but then they had a flyer with pricing for every single product and the whole kit put together.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I was like, dude, this is genius. And so I think practicing what we preach and getting back to the basics of what we do, when we see people do it in our industry, it's like, why am I not doing that all the time?
Absolutely. No, I don't have any shout outs other than Chameleon, because I did get Alex Sims sent me a box about a month and a half ago. And it was exactly what you said, a really cool packaging box, the materials inside the box. What I love about that, and one of the things when I say marketing is so important right now, it's also how you do the marketing, right?
Yeah.
What, my belief right now is the most important thing you can do with your marketing is to give. Asking right now is borderline tone deaf, to be honest with you. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money. So you have to show value first. You have to give value first before you start asking people for their dollars. It's my fervent belief on that. That's the second time I've used the word fervent in this podcast, so I'm kind of making mental notes. And I fervently take notes. All right. So, but that's a great example of, in our industry, of give marketing.
Yeah.
It's such a great example of that. And it's the same thing with content, things like that. So I really love that and what Chameleon has done. And you said Akron line, I believe as well. That type of marketing, leveraging promotional products to push your business forward, super important.
Well, and the other thing,
and it's a great opportunity. Like you said, people are at home; they're captive still.
Well, and what I like is you talked about the give marketing, and I'm a believer, right?
I do.
But one of the things I would say is doing it in a way that you are reaching people and giving them value where they are, that shows us how to do it for our clients. So it is a very soft, it's a selling technique, but it's done in a way that you go, oh, that feels right in the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Good topic. Okay. I've got one, and then let's run into the party in the back.
I love it.
All right. So this is completely non-promotional products, non-marketing related. My kids are about to be seniors, my boys in high school. And so we're all talking about what does going back to school look like? And so I know both of your girls are out of school. Well, one's at Kent State, right?
Nope. Out of school.
Both out of school. So that's right. I'm sorry. So both out of school, you're not facing this dilemma. So essentially the school districts here are saying, so parents, why don't you pick? You want them to come to school? We'll follow CDC guidelines. They have to wear masks, whatever. You can send them to school. If you want them to do online learning, that's fine too, but you need to pick. What would you pick, Kirby, for your daughters were they still in school? And I can while you're formulating your answer, I will tell you what we're doing if you'd like.
Yeah, if you want to tell me, but I know what I would do.
Okay. We're sending them back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with them in this house any longer. It has nothing to do with safety or they got to get out of here, man. Yeah. Joking aside, no, seriously, they got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay. But here's the thing. Their senior year is going to stink. It's not going to be a senior year that anybody's experienced in these unprecedented times. So we want them to have as normal experience as possible. So we are going to have them go back to school. And they want to go back to school. They want to start socializing again. And I'm currently of the belief, and again, it shifts because this whole pandemic shifts every 5 seconds. But I'm pretty sure if we all just wore a mask, as much as that's a pain in the ass, if we just wore a mask everywhere, this would probably not be as bad as it is. But that's beside the point. So we're going to send them back because we want them to have as close to a normal senior year as possible. Yeah, we know there's risks. Hopefully, they're going to be mitigated. Sandy works in the schools. She's got to go back to school because she can't give speech therapy virtually. It's just not going to happen in the special education department. So we're sending them back. What would you do?
Yeah, I'm with you. I would. My first reaction, I'm actually glad I gave you the opportunity to speak first, because my first reaction was to say it depends on because sending them back to school depends on, are they in 4th grade or are they in 10th grade, right?
Yeah,
like that was my initial
thought. It does matter their age,
yeah.
No question.
Yeah, because I think schooling from home sometimes can be a little bit easier if they're older, just because they're more self-sufficient. But I think, yes, I would send them back. And I think really it's indicative of how are we living our life right now. And we are doing exactly what you said. I am washing my hands more than I normally do. I am sanitizing. I go through our office 3 to 4 times a week and wipe down knobs and stuff. That stuff I never did.
Right.
We are wearing masks in public, but we are living.
Amy
and I ate out last night. We are going about our lives and understanding that, we may catch it, but we got to live.
I agree. It's a way, a lot of people are like, I don't want to wear a mask. It's crap. Look, I don't want to wear a coat when it's cold in the winter, but you know what? I do because I'm cold.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, it's inconvenient. It's uncomfortable. They're hot. I get it. Just wear the mask.
Yeah. I don't want to wear a shirt in the summertime, but everyone would like me to.
Yeah. Everyone else wants you to wear a shirt in summertime. We did a poll.
Totally get it.
It was the only unanimous poll we've ever had.
Ever.
Kirby must wear a shirt in summertime.
Yes.
So it's just interesting as we start going back. We do have to live our lives, and you just have to adjust and adapt. And when you do that, and it is wearing a mask, it is washing your hands more often, it is squeezing a little bit of hand sand. Yes, that's right, hand sand. I didn't say hand sanitizer, it's just called little hand sand and just doing a little scrub. Not too bad.
Not too
Kirby.
Yes.
A little party in the back. Let's mullet it up. All right. So we have a new game, Kirby. So this is where it's anything goes, right? You'll have it next week. Anything you want to talk about. I want to talk about, since this is the Party in the Back segment, how do you make your life a party right now? And I've got some specific questions for you. Now, there are no wrong answers. So I'm actually, truthfully, there's really not. It's more of a curiosity.
Okay.
So like, how do you make your life a party right now from a social life perspective? You just said you and Amy are going out to dinner occasionally. What else are you doing? Are you hanging out with neighbors? How are you making your life socially a party right now?
So
I've got a couple other questions.
Okay, so I have the best example. It was a highlight of my 4th of July. So a group of friends of ours, and it's actually one of the groups I'm going on the golf outing with. We've been spending time together. So we've been having dinner or whatever. On 4th of July, Jim Brown and the Browns and the Potters picked us up in a Buckeye decorated RV.
Okay.
Jim is an engineer, brilliant guy. Mounted a rack to the back, put sound system speakers on it, played patriotic music obnoxiously loud, had a grill mounted to it, and we drove all over Coshocton and handed out free hot dogs and popsicles.
That's awesome. No, that's great. I love that.
That was the highlight of my 4th of July weekend.
How are you making your employees feel that, be a big part of something? How are you making them feel like life at work is still the party it is at Hasseman Marketing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bringing everybody back. You need to stop. You need to stop doing that.
I'm imagining being at Hasseman Marketing. Is this what it looks like to work there every day? Everybody's doing this all day long? Pretty
close. Just bringing everybody back to the office. I think most of us really do enjoy kind of joking around and hanging out together. My assistant Emily said that she wished she would have started a Twitter account 3-4 years ago. Shit, my boss says. And I'm happy she didn't do that, but I continue to say inappropriate things, and yeah, that's how
I can relate to that. Kelsey actually keeps a book of Bill for stupid things I say, and then she'll just she's got a really keen memory, and then she'll just blast me with it, and she'll just say, "Yeah, this is what you said, old man." And I'm like,
thanks.
By the way, that's not how brandivate is a party workplace. Maybe Kelsey has a different thought on that. And the last one you've already answered, taking Amy out on a date. How does that look? So you're going to dinner, you're actually going into restaurants?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we it's been a blessing that the girls have been with us, but we're doing everything together right now. And so last night, literally, I was just like, dude, Amy, you and I'd like to actually have a conversation just with you. And so we went to a pizza place in Zanesville. Nice. And then literally we got done. Unfortunately, it wasn't super busy. Fortunately for us, it wasn't super busy, but it happened really quick. We got done with dinner, and Amy's like, "Do not take me home." Yeah. And so we literally just drove country roads and just talked. So yeah, that was awesome. That was us.
See, that was painless, Kirby.
That was pretty.
This is the type of content you get to look forward to every other week when I'm in charge of Party in the Back. I'm no longer going to trick you. I'm no longer going to tell you things like there are no wrong answers when there clearly are. I can't ever see me doing that again. Okay, so that would be, I guess that's it for our first inaugural primary podcast. I'm out of practice, Kirby. I'm way out of practice. But you know who's not out of practice, Kirby?
Who's that, Bill?
How's Commons? Because if you're running a distributor business and you need that back end vehicle that's going to take you to the next level. And I hate that phrase, but it actually applies here with commonsku. They will take you to the next level, whatever that may be. If you're at $250,000 in sales, they're going to get you to 500. If you're at $500,000 in sales, they're going to help you get to $1 million. And there's different strategies for both. They've got great content. They've got that wonderful, wonderful CRM system that is truly amazing. It's all cloud-based. So you can go and do whatever you want, wherever you want, have access to everything you need to help you stay connected to your clients, help you close those deals, and have your business grow wildly successful. So if you want to learn more, head over to commonsku.com. You're not going to be sorry that you did, Kirby. I felt like we hit a groove there about halfway through, and then I feel like I threw the wheels right off the thing closer to the end. Maybe next week will be better. Hopefully we still have 3 or 4 listeners.
That's right. It's a team effort, man. Much appreciated.
Right. Now we get to listen to Jason Noakes' awesome theme music to the Promo UPFront Podcast, Party in the Back, the mullet of all podcasts.